Hey, what's up guys? Back again with another video. Sorry I'm pretty late on this video. I had to have a real moment with you guys, a real trading moment that happened to me. Basically, last week I took three losers in a row, and then the beginning of this week I took another one. And I pretty much gave back that 6 hour week I had. I pretty much gave back the entire thing. And so the reason I'm late on this video is because I was on massive rage tilt, and I just needed to take like a moment away from trading to number one, review what the heck I did and what was I doing anything different? Was it bad luck? Was it unlucky? What was going on? And also I just needed a mental break because at that point, when those things happen, it's really, really, really can be depressing and frustrating, and you just feel like you're getting nowhere and not progressing and all of the above. So I really just needed a mental break, and I just honestly did not feel like reviewing with you guys at that exact moment my bender from last week. So forgive me for being a little bit late, but I'm going to go over all that with you guys today. I'm going to talk about some of the reasons why I think what happened last week happened. I guess the first reason why maybe one of the things happened was it's not like my ideas were bad per se, because my ideas generally did play out. So I said I took four losers last week. So two of those ideas played out basically, but I had gotten in too late, so I basically got shaken out of the trade. So where I expected things to go up to a certain point, I got in way late in the move, and then it pulled back, and then it went, and I got taken out on the pullbacks. So I was getting in when most of the move had already happened, and I was looking at, okay, what better could I have gotten some better more optimal entry points? Should I not even be trying to get involved once that initial breakout is done with? So I've been doing a lot of digging into that, and I really do believe that once that initial kind of point is gone, I should probably be just letting it go. So there's that. The third trade I feel like was kind of just unlucky. And then the last trade was a pure rage tilt, like revenge trade. It was a bad trade. It shouldn't have even happened. And it was at that point after I took that trade that I was like, okay, I need to just walk away from the computer before I give everything back I made last month, basically. So, yeah. But I'm gonna go over everything with you guys. The good news is, this week I have been trading as well, and I did start to make some of those back. I guess since it's the middle of the week, I'll just show those to you guys as well, and just really show you everything. So I guess it'll be kind of like a long review today, but yeah, I guess let me go ahead and show you guys what's been going on, what I've been doing. But I do want to say, these things definitely happen in trading. This isn't the first time that's happened to me, and it probably won't be the last. And if any of you guys are out there trading yourselves and this hasn't happened to you, I wouldn't say it's a question of if, it's just a question of when. And you really just got to be able to take that punch in the face. And if you need to take a couple days or a week, do it. But definitely don't give up, don't quit, get back on the horse. Definitely have felt like I've wanted to quit several times, but you know what? I just keep going. So yeah, let me show you guys the trades, and in all transparency, you're seeing the journey here. So let's get into it. All right, so I guess we have a lot of trades to go over. The first trade was in this. I had two trades in the dollar Canadian. The first trade was in this dollar Canadian right here. I was looking at this. It pulled back, put in this pin bar, and I was expecting a short to take out this low. In reality, in hindsight, the next level was actually just this candle low for a quick play right here, but I decided to try and go for this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mark out this low right here, and I'm going to show you how I messed this one up. All right, so let's just extend that out there. And that was on, so I was looking on the 3rd, right? Now on the 3rd, price was opening up here, right? So I was expecting a move down to this low, so I figured, okay, a break of this, right, and a return, and we can go for that low. When in reality, this was the next level. I guess I could have shorted here and gone for that, quick play. But anyway, so that was the end of the week, and then Monday came along, and price gapped up into this level. Now I wasn't sure if I should get in just on the gap up into the level because it like opened immediately right into the level. So I kind of waited a bit, and you could see once this pin bar and gap started failing, I just entered it here and put the stop where I normally would, and it moved down for a bit, but then immediately kind of came back and stopped me out here. That was -1, but again, that's a case of like getting in too late. First of all, the next level was here, and I should have just gotten in here and played for there, quick 30 pips. But obviously that didn't really work out. My next dollar Canadian idea, again, was after this happened, right? So it rallied and then put in this bearish engulfing and then left kind of like this low intact, and it was right here. And I still think this was a decent play. Honestly, might have just been a little bit unlucky. The engulfing off the level again left these kind of like lows intact. So let's see here. If you go to the hourly on that one, price was here basically, and I figured, okay, retest of these lows if we get price action. If we get price action, retest of these lows, try and take that out. We get the pin bar there, and I enter short right as it's breaking the low of the pin bar, and we get some movement, but then it just fails at these lows and doesn't go. And I had my stop. I had my stop, back here initially, and then or was it here? It was here, I believe. And then I could have moved it honestly down to here once you put in this pin bar off the level. This little level broke here, put in this pin bar. I should have moved my stop for sure, and I could have like pretty much gotten out for a scratch and -4 pips. But I left it and I took a full loser on that, so that was a mismanaged play. But I think the idea was fine. I just could have managed it better. The next trade I took, or the idea I had, was a dollar Swiss long. So it kind of false broke this low here, right on this candle here, and I saw it after it did this. And it put in this pin bar, false broke it twice. So I figured, okay, through this inflection point, we should be able to get long to take that high. And so that inflection point was here. So I waited for a break and retest, and it did here. I got in long, and I had my stop like back here, I believe, or something like that, maybe back here. And I was looking for like that high. Two things with this. Number one, again, a mismanagement on my issue, because you had these two pin bars off the level. This one kind of confirming this one. So I really should have moved my stop from here to here and gotten out with a much smaller loss. And then number two is, again, I'm getting in kind of late in the move. The SFP was on the day before, right? So it was actually here. This was the SFP. Then this was the second one, right? So this like was now showing this, you have this reversal happening. The SFP is already in play on this day. So really the point I should have been trying to get involved was back down here. And you can see a big bulk of the move had already been done. And it, even if I would have been here, like everything would have been safe. I would have had plenty of time to either manage the trade or whatever. But getting in so late up here, I just didn't have any time to do anything. I could have moved stops obviously here, and that was a mismanagement on my part. So, this week I was really working on improving my management. But yeah, I was just too late on that trade. What else did I take? I took a dollar yen short again. It's so sad. I had an idea short off this bullish engulfing at the right shoulder high. You see this big giant head and shoulders here, right? Left shoulder head, right shoulder at bearish engulfing off that level. I was expecting this low to be taken, and you can see the ideas are good because the bearish engulfing never invalidated, and it did take that low. Same thing with dollar Swissy. You know, you had the SFP and it ran up back into the support and resistance area. I'm just getting in late, and basically what happened was I was seeing all this stuff, and then so I had this inflection point kind of marked out right here, and then I saw this candle, which was basically inside day failure, bearish engulfing, pin bar, all the above, right? And it closed down through this inflection point. However, it didn't really close through that low, so I really should have had that low marked out. But anyways, I was expecting to get short here, and you can already see that it runs up high and then goes. So, I'm just getting involved late in the move. But again, my idea isn't invalid until that high has been taken. So if you look on the hourly, there's actually a really clean trade. If I would have just waited, you have the 3 drives here to a high, because I got in down here. I got in on a retest of this level here, looking for the move down to there. But if you actually look, this is the bearish engulfing right here. You have the 1, 2, 3 drives to a high into this level. I mean, and that's pretty much the picture point where it turns. So yeah, a little bit frustrating. But again, like you see, so much of the move has been done, and I'm really not wrong until this high gets taken. So I really need to be getting in closer to where I'm wrong at that initial kind of breakout area. But that's just how it goes. That's how you learn. That was $1 yen, and then my last trade was a cable trade that again was too late on the idea, and this was the tilt I was talking about. So basically, last week I had an idea that this high would be taken, and so when it was doing all this, it broke out, and I was looking at a retest, maybe like of here or whatever, like a false break of this pin bar low to go and run higher. I was looking at it on the 10th, and on the 10th we get, what happens here? Where did I get in? Yeah, that's right. So on the 10th, it was looking like this, and I wanted to get in on a break and retest of that, right? To start moving higher. However, this was like the end of day Friday, so I was like, okay, whatever, and I won't take the trade. Then I see when price opens, I see this bullish engulfing that I missed. There's a chance to get involved. However, I missed that as well, so it's running up, running up, running up, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Then I see it start pulling back during London, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get in where I would have gotten in at the bearish engulfing. However, obviously, like the momentum shift at the beginning of the week. I've talked about this before, that you have to be very careful on Mondays when things are looking very bullish. The week before, Mondays or the next week is completely different game. So I really should have been aware and been concerned when price starts pulling back into my level like that. Anyways, I got in and obviously immediately got stopped out, and that trade was not a trade that should have been in my plans at all. So that was quite unfortunate. So I really took some time to reevaluate what I was doing and everything, and yeah. So after that was last week. Then this week, this week I started to make some of it back. Very clear play on Euro Yen, where you had basically price was here, right here. And then you have like all these equal highs, this, all this liquidity. It comes up, doesn't take the highs, and then just backs off. And I was like, oh my God, there's no way these highs are going to stay intact. So the next day, I looked for a place to get long at, and it was looking like this. And I said, okay, if price pulls back to here, we're going to see what price action we get. Tom always talks about if a clear level gets blown through like that, it's usually retested from the other side and it's good. And you can see it also lines up with these little highs here. So I'm waiting, I'm watching, and then I see that. Once I see this pin bar, then that confirmation, I basically just get in on the retest of that pin bar, and look for it to run the highs, and gives me a little scare here, but eventually comes good. And yeah, so that trade worked out well. I took a dollar Canadian trade, and this trade I actually got a little help on with the entry. Basically, it was three drives to a high here into the level, puts in the third drive with the pin bar, and price was looking like this basically. And there's a bearish engulfing here. And, Tom was talking about sometimes you just got to be aggressive and get involved. So I was like, okay, fine. He suggested that maybe I just wait, and if it turns, it gets back below that bearish engulfing low. There was big Canada news coming out, so don't think there's going to be a picture perfect break and round retest. So you just get in. If it comes back down here to without invalidating this bearish engulfing, then just hop in. So price came back around, and during Asia, it broke like that on this candle here, and I just got in, put the stop there, target that level there, and it just goes from there. So that was another winner that I had. So between those two winners, and then last trade. Sorry, I know this is a lot, a lot. But yeah, for this trade, I'm actually gonna have to go to the Aussie yen, which isn't a pair that normally is traded, but anyways, so in the Aussie yen, we had this candle here, which SFPs all these highs and puts in kind of like this pin bar type candle. So I was expecting a move back down in. Aussie was looking bearish as well, back down to this low. And then I saw at the time it was forming this support. We had Aussie news coming out, and so we had this. We had a lower high, another lower high, and it was creating this support. And then I see this pin bar on the news, so I just hopped in short as it was like kind of breaking this pin bar, and put the stop there. And I was actually targeting this low, but you can see it just kind of did this whole thing and then broke up. So took a loser there. But all in all, I've made back half the gains that I lost. So we're still in an okay spot. We did all right this week. We'll see if anything happens. Anything happens today. Today's about to be the Friday trading day. I'll just show you what I'm looking at. Basically, I was kind of looking at this. This is the only real thing that I see any potential in. You have inside day at the resistance, inside day failure here. So now I'm looking to see if we get any weakness off like this kind of area or whatever. See if we get any weakness off that area to take this low. But I'm not like too. It has to set up picture perfect because I don't want to give much more back. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, we gave back some of our gains. I mean, we made back some of our losses, but we have some more work to do. So thanks for sticking with me through this grueling, I guess, review. But if you bothered to watch through it, I appreciate it. And, just keep grinding. Let me show you guys the equity curve real quick so you can see exactly where we're at. All right, so yeah, we were here when we last left off, and you can see pretty much gave that whole thing back, but we made some back, and this was the last loss on that Aussie yen. So overall, at least we're still above break even. Hopefully we can continue this trend up, but let's just see. I'm just happy that I wasn't able to, or I didn't tilt my entire gains back from down here, and we were able to control our emotions, cut ourselves off, take a break at this point here, and just regain that kind of mental clarity. So that's improvement in itself. But let's just keep grinding. Hey, thanks again for watching, guys. Again, sorry for the late video. I guess next week, since I pretty much showed you all my trades for this week, I guess next week, on Monday or Sunday or Monday, I'll just post again if there's any trades I take today or between now and the time that I post the next video. I'll show those to you guys. So next week might be a shorter video, but yeah. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, interact with me. Tell me about any trading woes that you've had. Love to share war stories or anything like that. So until next time, guys, see you next week.